This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Last week, while at Saunders Beach, Executive Chairman of the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority, Michael Barnaby, promised to speak to the media this week regarding the government's plans for those disgruntled contract workers who claim they have not been paid for services rendered under the previous administration. Well, on Monday, while speaking to reporters, Mr. Barnaby revealed the government will need more than $500,000 to pay off those contract workers. Mr. Barnaby said 83 people have been verified, while 147 have been not. There were also 33 duplicates and 2 incomplete. He said everyone who has been verified and can prove they did the work can expect to be paid by Friday, August 5th. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell addressing the recent move by the Russian Federation in adding the Bahamas to its list of jurisdictions to which Russian entities have been authorized to settle financial obligations in rubles. News of the listing has been circulating, and some Bahamians have expressed concern that the Bahamas has been added to an unfriendly list of countries. The Foreign Minister, Fred Mitchell, in a statement on Sunday confirmed that the so-called unfriendly listing is legitimate and explained the possible reasons for this action by the Russian Federation against the Bahamas.
This is no doubt a reaction to the caution issued by our financial institutions early in the year about dealing with Russian financial and governmental institutions. I issued the following statement in response to the Russian decision. I said it's more symbolic than real, probably, and we have asked the central bank to comment that we've committed no unfriendly acts against Russia in the objective sense of that word. You know, we've enjoyed diplomatic relations with Russia ever since I signed them with Foreign Minister Lavrov on the 14th of January 2004. We disagree with Russia invading Ukraine and all the damage that it's caused, and in all international fora we've made that position clear. Given our trade, economic, and political ties, we are bound to support the West as the conflict has been so positioned. These are not unfriendly acts, but acts to protect our own state out of principle and necessity. The Russian decision is therefore unfortunate, though not unexpected.
The Central Bank of the Bahamas, in a statement, says the listing of the Bahamas by the Russian Federation would impact credit and other claims due for Russian citizens to entities and individuals who live in the Bahamas. The central bank also noting that outcomes of this nature were expected. The list of unfriendly countries first appeared in Russia in 2021, with the United States and the Czech Republic being the first on the list. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of this year, that list has grown to now include more than 50 countries. In other news, the amendment of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act is a necessity following the Minister administration's harsh and unfair governance during the pandemic. This much coming from Attorney General Senator Ryan Pinder as the senators continued debate on the lockdowns. The Senate met to discuss the amendment for the second time on Monday. The Attorney General, in his contribution, says, although the current administration acknowledges the challenges of the previous administration, it does not erase their poor governance.
Arresting people trying to get water at the standpipe? Arresting coconut vendors trying to make enough to live? Having us go to the food store by our last name? Double standards for some in the West as compared to the rest of us that live throughout this archipelago? Yes, there wasn't a playbook of what to do. We acknowledge that. But good governance is just that, good. And bad governance certainly is also just that. The F&M way.
Mr. Pinder also stating the opposition must first seek to understand the Davis administration's plans before amending the framework proposed. Senator Pinder says the framework designed by the PLP government provides the most integrity to the process.
The former Prime Minister, the competent authority at the time, effectively admitted in that other place to the poor governance of the prior administration when he gave his full support behind the actions that we do today. I suggest the members on the other side likewise seek such forgiveness. Today, we fulfill yet another promise to the Bahamian people, Madam President. We do what is right, regardless of the wrongs done prior. We waste no time in ensuring the Bahamians are treated with dignity and the respect that they deserve.
The Attorney General says the Davis administration is keeping its promise as the amendment is a part of their aim to show commitment as the bill was first seen written in the Blueprint for Change. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, hosting the opening ceremony of the Emergency Response Team, or CERT, training earlier today. The training is set to take place over the next 5 days. Captain Stephen Russell, director of NEMA, speaking to the importance of the Community Emergency Response Team training, calls the program that was started some 18 years ago an ideal fit for those here in the Bahamas.
Over the past 3 or 4 months, you all would have seen a number of activities occurring here in the Bahamas. Tornadoes, as you saw here in New Providence, on Andros, and several other areas throughout the Bahamas. We've had boating mishaps, which you clearly saw on yesterday, the migrant mishaps. We had a plane crash in Exuma several weeks ago. And just recently, we saw the oil spill in Exuma, and there's a plane crash in Long Island. Again, these sort of incidents call for citizens to come together to respond to these events that occur in their islands. So it's our task to see how we can best prepare our communities to be in a position to respond to some of these incidents.
Captain Russell says NEMA has been working with those throughout the country, including Family Island officials and their local district councilors, to ensure that people are planning to be able to respond to any sort of natural disaster occurring throughout the country. He says this sort of first response is essential, stressing the importance of preparation in this hurricane season.
So again, we will continue working with our local, regional, and international partners. We're working with urban renewal, various constituencies to bring persons forward, to volunteer, to be trained, to be better able to assist. Likewise, you're aware of the fact that we are in a hurricane zone, a hurricane belt. And again, likewise, we need to be able to prepare our communities. Once an alert is sounded in reference to a potential hurricane coming our way, it is essential that we're able to galvanize our communities to prepare for what may be coming.
Bearing in mind that storms are coming with severe storm surges ranging from 15 to 20 feet, Captain Russell contends that it is a necessity for people to be trained and able to respond quickly. And finally, in news from the courts on Grand Bahama, 36-year-old Lynette Pinder of Yorkshire Drive, South Bohemia, pleaded not guilty to one count of harboring a criminal when she appeared before Magistrate Charlton Smith in Court Number 2. On Friday, July 22nd, Pinder was arrested after a team of officers armed with a search warrant went to her Yorkshire Drive residence, conducted a search, and found wanted suspect Antonio Johnson, a.k.a. Montana. As she pleaded not guilty, Pinder was granted bail in the sum of $4,000 with one surety. Her matter is adjourned to September 9th. Meantime, 31-year-old Antonio Johnson of Beacon Field appeared before Magistrate Simone Brown in Court Number 4, 8 Mile Rock. There he was arraigned on one count of possession of an unlicensed firearm and one count of possession of ammunition. He pleaded not guilty and was granted bail in the sum of $8,000 with two suretors. His matter was adjourned to October 5th. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jcn Saunders. Thanks for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.